So there is a tradition in Google, it's called Meng's Wall. Right? And so when I was working in Google, it's like anybody who's famous comes to Google, they must have a picture taken with me. And then it goes on a wall behind the lobby. Right? So examples of people on the wall are Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, and then a couple of people who won Nobel Prizes and so on and so forth. Because it's funny. There are a lot of things I do because it is funny. Isn't it funny that some Chinese guy with all these famous people? So I thought it was funny, that's all. My name is Chade Meng Tan, Chinese name is Chen Yiming, and I used to be the Jolly Good Fellow of Google until I retired from Google last year. I remember when I was young, when I was a child, I was very smart. My IQ was measured at 156. So I grew up in Singapore. I taught myself to program a computer at 12 years old, which back then was a huge deal because computers were very hard to use. And I was 17 years old, I won my first championship in programming on a national level. So eventually I got a job in this small startup company called Google. So there was I was employee 107. However, I was always miserable. So I was always searching for something. Just before I turned 21 years old. So that was September of 1991. And I was listening to a lecture by a Tibetan nun. And in the middle of a lecture, there was one sentence. And the sentence, she said, it's all about cultivating the mind. And then I had my, oh my gosh moment. It's like suddenly everything in my life made sense. Like everything made sense. And so eventually I led the creation of something we call Search Inside Yourself, which is a mindfulness-based emotional intelligence curriculum to help people succeed with peace, joy, compassion being the active ingredient and unavoidable side effect.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Chip Conley, and I'm not Bill Clinton, and I'm not the Dalai Lama. And I was third choice of Meng to actually introduce him today. But I am incredibly honored to be here as a friend of Meng.
How do you learn emotional intelligence? It turns out that you cannot learn emotional intelligence just by reading a book. And it became like the most popular class in Google. And then I wrote a book about it, and it became like an international bestseller. And so that was it. That's my story. The direct reason I bring them to Google, besides showing them Google, is I think this will be beneficial for my friends at Google. So from my perspective, I know I've been credited with a lot of things, but from my perspective, all I'm doing is just hanging out with my friends.
Actually, my experience with peoples who are related to information technology and also science and technology in general. I find them very open to all aspects of reality. This reality might not be the kind of common reality which is considered by most of the people who are not involved in this kind of field. This is quite unique. This makes people who are in this kind of field quite open for deeper meaning of life.
Right? In scientific thinking, it's like it's not true unless it's proven true. Right? There's evidence, there's a basis of evidence, and things are all explainable. And so that's why Buddhism is so relevant, so useful, and also applicable and attractive to people like me, people who care a lot about science and evidence. And mindfulness and meditation, we can think of it as mental fitness. You can think of it as exercise for the mind. Right? We can use that to improve concentration and attention, improve sensory awareness, improve self-awareness, improve empathy and compassion, all those things. I'm retired, so I'm doing 4 projects and each one is taking half my time. So we know about crowdsourcing. We crowdsource funding, everything. But what if we can also crowdsource goodness? So this I'm working on is called 1 billion acts of peace. And we're working together with 13 Nobel Peace Laureates to try to inspire 1 billion peace projects worldwide. 1 billion, 1,000 million. We want to flip global culture. So right now, people don't do anything, and then if we take compassionate action, it's an exception. We want to flip it such that the normal thing to do is to take compassionate action all the time. A global platform where people can report, create acts of peace, and it's easy to share, and it's easy to participate, and it's easy to find. And it becomes a whole marketplace for goodness.